let's move on because, as I spoke about earlier, Albo is MIA when it comes to youth crime and issues in Alice Springs. He keeps referring to his FIFO visit last year to the town as if that was enough. The problems, as we know, have gotten worse, and it's now day 2 of a curfew implemented after a violent riot on Tuesday, and there really is no guarantee it will make a difference. Joining me now is Northern Territory Country Liberal Party MLA Bill Yan. Bill, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Day 2 of the curfew, it came into effect at 6 o'clock, so just over an hour ago. Has it actually had an impact?
Yeah, well, we kick off in 10 minutes. The curfew starts here for day 3. Look, last night I was out on the streets of town and talking to people today who are out and about, and the curfew has had an impact. There was less youth out on the streets last night, but sadly still lots of drunken adults. But the flip side has been those kids have moved out of the CBD now, and we've seen a heap of break-ins to commercial premises out on the outskirts of the CBD and in our industrial area. So those places are getting broken into, and of course they've bust, I suppose, 50 police into our town, and they can't be everywhere at once. So while they're concentrating on the CBD, we're seeing other issues now starting to happen out in the suburbs and in the industrial area.
I mean, that must be very disappointing to hear, because the Territory government up there was very confident that this would work. You spoke earlier and you expressed your frustrations about how the Prime Minister is missing in action on this. Do you think we'll ever see him go back to Alice Springs and genuinely express those concerns?
Well, that'd be something to see, that's for sure. Look, the Prime Minister came in here last January after all the issues we've seen at the end of Stronger Futures here in the Territory. We've seen crime at levels and antisocial behaviour at levels we've never seen before, and the Northern Territory government was unable to control it. And Albo effectively had to fly in and get the government to step up and do their job. So he flew in. I think he was on the ground here for about 5 hours, met with a few people behind closed doors, and then flew out and made a promise of $250 million and help for Central Australia. We're still waiting to see what that $250 million is actually going to do, because I can tell you now, not much has changed since last January, and we're still seeing high levels of crime, high levels of antisocial behaviour, and sadly, high levels of domestic violence. So, yeah, I think the Prime Minister needs to jump on his plane and get back to Alice Springs and maybe come and ask the Territory government how they've spent the $250 million that he's committed to the people of Alice Springs, because it hasn't made much difference for us so far.
Well, it's gotten worse by the sounds of it. Bill Yan, we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for bringing us up to date. We will be keeping in touch with you. Thank you.